Good afternoon, YouTubers. Tsquare with Tsquare Talk. So it is Thursday night. I am exhausted. I've actually been outside working all day in the hot sun. I've been cleaning up my yard and getting rid of a ton of stuff. And I'm fixing to have a huge garage sale. One of my friends was actually teasing me today. He's like, dude, a garage sale? And you're not going to like just pull out a little bit and test out the waters? I said, nope. I want to go all out, and if I'm going to do it, I'm going to go big. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring out a ton of stuff. And it was kind of funny because I went to Walmart today to get some price stickers for some of the items. And they actually got price stickers that are like a dime, 5 cents. They're already written up for you. 5 cents, 10 cents, a quarter, and some were a dollar. And I'm like, in this day and age, there's nothing for a nickel anymore. I can't even imagine putting nickel price stickers. So I had to buy a bunch of plain price stickers, and I'm sitting here filling it out and sticking them on stuff. So that is how my weekend is going to go. I plan on doing, like I said, a big garage sale, getting rid of a bunch of junk, kind of trying to clean up. I know this may be a horrible time with inflation, getting ready to really go up like crazy. I was about ready to say another word, but I got to be careful what I say on here. So, literally, we're seeing it now. We're seeing stores start running out of groceries again. We're seeing ports closing down in a strict response overseas. I don't know how many of you guys have been following what China's doing. They're kind of going all out. They're not letting anything get in the way. They're shutting down ports. You can look at what is going on around the U.S. We had that big snowstorm that kind of, with the weather conditions around the country, we're seeing trucks get slower. We're seeing shipping slow down. It's kind of a little crazy. We've still got the tankers off the coast of multiple ports, specifically California, but we're starting to see build up too in New York and a lot of other places. So literally this backlog is just kind of hurting us on all fronts. With stores running out, we're already seeing inflation. However, I think it's going to get a whole lot worse. I know there was one hardware store in my area that actually had toilet paper that they were selling $1 a roll. I could not believe that. I said, and this is where it's going to go. And in a way, it's justified because nobody else has it. Some people say it's ugly, it's scalping, and it is to a point. But I'm a firm believer, unfortunately, in supply and demand. Unfortunately, people will have to look for other resources to do whatever they're going to do, whatever they need. They're going to have to look for alternatives. If maybe you don't have fresh produce, you might have to buy frozen. You might have to buy canned. Whatever you got to do to make ends meet. So we're starting to see it get crazy. We're going to talk a little bit about some of these stories tonight. We're going to jump right in and get started. Boom. Before we get started, as always, I'd like to thank everybody for subscribing to the channel. So if you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button, help the channel out. We got a lot of great videos. We are running an awesome giveaway right now. So if you did not hear about it, jump over. Probably about a week ago, I put up a Max Barbecue video giveaway. I mean, you can't miss it. It's got big, colorful letters, giveaway. Watch that video. It's about 9 minutes. Check out the video. Make sure you understand how to join the giveaway. Because ironically right now, there's probably only about 5 to 10 people in the giveaway right now. I don't think people fully understood, I guess, how to enter that giveaway. It was pretty, I thought it was pretty understandable, I guess. But if you don't know when you want to get in. Maybe some people just are like, I really ain't in it for the giveaway. I just here to watch the videos to pick up some tips on what's going on. So, and if that is the case, that is okay. I am glad you are here, no matter why you are here, because you're like part of the family. So thank you so much. If you are subscribed, please hit that thumbs up button on this video. That helps out our algorithm, helps us more people see it. And with that being said, let's jump into some of today's stories. We got silver back above 23 as it's slowly been inching up. It was a little bit better today. It didn't go down by a lot. It only went down like 10 cents, maybe. That's nothing major in my opinion. A 10-cent drop. It was so tiny. I'm not worried about it because silver in the last 30 days is up 5%. I think that's a good sign. I know we had some cold water, I'm going to say, as it pretty much just kept coming down. But I really believe that we are about ready to see some price increases. I hate to say it like that because price increases are not good if you are still stacking. It's not good if you're talking food and stuff, but unfortunately we're seeing it in everything. And I think we're going to see it in silver and gold. Gold today inching down about $10. Nothing major. Actually, technically, yeah, maybe 10. We'll say 7. Gold coming down today a little bit. That too, I'm not worried. The last 30 days, gold is up still 30%. In the last 6 months, it's up about 1%. Over the last 5 years, however, gold is up 52%. So a lot of opportunity there. I think the fact that that too has had some cold water kind of thrown on it over the last year. We've seen, unfortunately, gold come down by 1% in the last year. But where do you put your money right now with everything kind of coming down? I know some people will say, my dog's sitting here wanting to get up on top of me right now. Go lay down. Go. I apologize, my dog. She likes jumping up on my lap when I'm sitting here watching. She don't know if I'm watching a movie or what I'm doing. So with that being said, I think we're going to see some jumps in gold. I think we're going to see a lot of price increases. We've been talking about this for a while. We've had some great opportunities in the past to buy up some gold, some silver. Hopefully you guys took advantage of it. Whenever we see great deals, we try to post videos on here just for you so you guys can kind of jump on it and kind of make a little money. I remember that 1 ounce that we picked up, 1 ounce, 10th ounces, $1,370. Now you're looking at $1,820. That's without premiums. Good luck finding it even for $1,820. And on that note, where do you put your money though? That's what I was saying before my dog wanted to jump up here. I mean, even cryptos today not really doing much of anything. Even Bitcoin down another 3%, Ethereum down another 4%. I know there's a lot of people waiting to see Ethereum continue to fall because they want to see it go down. That way they can get some more of it. However, if you've already got in, you may not want to see it come down. You may be rooting for it, kind of like I'm rooting for silver and gold to go up because I've already got my leg in it. Will I get more? It depends what it comes down to, how stuff works out. I don't see gold or silver coming down anymore in the near run, but this is not investment advice. It's just my opinion and kind of how I see it. However, I do picture that a lot of cryptos could end up seeing some drop, especially in the near future as inflation continues to climb. We've got the inflation kind of wanting to pull cryptos up in a sense because a lot of people will think, oh, I'm better off putting my money anywhere as opposed to cash or a savings account. However, I think that we could see some pull because I think at this point we're going to start seeing a lot of people start getting scared and want to pull out. Now, I mean, obviously, if they keep coming down, that is something I definitely keep my eye on, and I would consider putting some more money to it. But I'm already well diversified. My personal opinion, like I've said from the beginning of this pandemic, first priority should be food. Having some extra food on hand in case stuff gets ugly. I would not want to let my car be on empty. I would not want to let my groceries kind of run down empty either, especially with what's going on right now. After food on hand, the next thing I would want to make sure that I have is some security. After security, then I want to make sure that I have some sort of sound investments that kind of protect me from inflation. Taking a quick look at what is going on in the Dow Jones, we saw the Dow Jones take a pretty hefty hit today as it dropped 176 points or 0.5%. I know that's not the end of the world. It is just a minor drop. However, we're starting to see kind of a trend. It's just not wanting to go up much anymore. Could that be the end? I mean, over the last 30 days, we only seen 1.5%, which sounds good to some people, a month for 1.5%. However, on the tear that it's been on, I mean, over 6 months, we've got 3.25. A lot of this percent fall is happening right now. We're starting to see it start coming back. If you've got into it year to date, wow, year to date, you're actually down 1%. And over a 1 year time frame, you are still up 16%. My thoughts are, when I look at it, I think we're going to continue to see kind of some mixed signals. A lot of stuff is shutting down, but however, I know there are going to be some people out there that are saying, you know, inflation's coming. It's going to drive the stock market up. So it's up to you to kind of think which path, what you think is going to happen. There is no firm answer on this. Anybody that tells you they know what's going to happen, oh, we know Bitcoin to the moon, stock market to the moon. No, they don't know. Nobody knows for sure what's going to happen. We can only put in our best guess. And essentially, at the end of the day, it's our own judgment. And I highly recommend you guys put a little thought into it and try to be prepared. There's a lot going on right now in the markets. A lot of, fear. I'm not going to lie. Some people are saying, it's just another thing. We'll get through it. We'll print more money and we'll pump the money into the system and things will get better. We've seen it happen before. We have not seen anything like this, in my opinion, before. Maybe if you're an older person, you might remember the 70s inflation. But if you remember how we got out of the 70s inflation, we ended up rising interest rates, skyrocketing them. And they didn't do that just for fun. They did that because they had to. And if we do that now, we're going to see credit card payments skyrocket. I was actually talking to a friend today about their credit card debt. And the person said, to me, well, what difference does it make? If I get the house, all that matters is I get the house and I'm locked in my interest rate and my house, I've got my house already. And then even if the credit card skyrocket, who cares if I default? It's just a credit card at the end of the day. It's not like I can lose my house. And to a point, that person's right. However, that made me thinking a whole nother thing, that if this gets worse, I would not want to have any bank stocks. I think banks could be in for a crazy awakening with defaults if interest rates start climbing, which would lead us to a whole nother problem. What is going to happen? Then at that point, we've either got to decide, does the government bail them out, or do they use the new Dodd-Frank Act and just take your money? A lot of people say, nah, that's crazy. I'm protected by the FDIC. And to a point, you are. However, do you really think there's enough money in there to protect everybody? There's not. The small banks would get bailed out essentially by probably the bigger banks. And as the big banks start to go under, most likely it would probably be some kind of affiliation with the Fed, basically, or bigger banks until we have super banks that essentially they're not going to let them go under, in my opinion. But who knows? We got mixed signals. Either way, it's not going to end well, because if they confiscate your money with the Dodd-Frank Act, you're basically going to lose your savings in your bank account. You'll still be able to go there. Actually, I don't want to go down that road. I get into safe deposit boxes road, but that was a conversation for another day. Needless to say, you'll basically, in my opinion, be doing business with the banks. And after that, you'll have limits on how much money you can take out, how much money you can spend on one transaction. They'll probably start putting limits on what you can buy and what you can't buy. Case in point, you can't buy so much in Bitcoin. You can't buy so much in precious metals. If you think that's impossible, some countries have already done this. I've watched numerous videos. I've done numerous videos on countries that this has happened to. And the people that are like, hey, I'm an adult. I put that money in there. That's my money. Well, I'm sorry, we're only allowing you to take $300 out. At the end of the day, you can't really fight them. If they win it by Congress, that's that. So with that being said, that is one option. The second option would be, would the government bail them out? If the government bails them out, they'll have to print out tons of money. We've talked about this time and time again. That's why we're kind of in the predicament that we're in right now. Don't let anybody fool you and say inflation's because we shut down. To a certain point, it is because we shut down. But to a big portion of that, it is because there's too much money in the system. When you start handing out everybody money, despite they'll probably end up handing out money again, I foresee that they will do another stimulus check. Maybe they'll call it stimulus. Maybe they'll call it food money. Maybe they'll call it universal basic income. Who knows what they're going to put for a name on it. But we're going to see something. If that happens again, it will only be a temporary Band-Aid. Then we will see prices basically, people will be able to get stuff. But then instantly we're going to see prices go up. What happens if prices go up too high? Well, people slow down on buying. People slow down on buying. They work more. They save some money. And then all of a sudden, stores get caught back up. Once they get caught back up, prices start slowly working their way down again. I know some people will say prices will never go down. It's simple supply and demand. If there's a ton of rice out there, hypothetically, that no one's buying, they're going to lower the price. We've seen it in the pandemic. I've seen it in the pandemic specifically when I went to the grocery store and they had 2 pallets of pasta. And all of a sudden, all the grocery stores kind of caught back up. This was in the very beginning. They caught back up with the fear of a lot of people going grocery shopping and buying a little extra. And then once they caught back up, then what happened? Then all of a sudden, they had all this extra stuff. Do we send it back? It would cost more money for us to send it back. Just end up blowing it out at an on-sale price. And that's exactly what they did. I apologize for that. Usually I would have my phone off, but because I come in exhausted, I wasn't even thinking about it. Let me shut that off. Boom, boom. So if stores do catch back up, then maybe we'll see certain items come down. They're going to direct their sales. I'm one of these people. I buy what's on sale. I tailor my weekly meals to what's on sale at the grocery store. Right now, believe it or not, they had fajita pork on sale. And if you bought the fajita pork, you ended up getting like 3 or 4 items with it. Items that people in general, unless you know how to cook, don't buy. Case in point, a can of black beans. Free can of black beans. This is special. There are stores in Texas run HEB where you buy 1 item and they give you like 5 items free, and they're usually items that the average person don't know how to use. Canned black beans, I'll be honest, I've never used canned black beans and don't really know how to use them. Nor do I even think I'm a fan of them, but I needed a couple of the other items, and I figured, you know what, I can use fajita pork and I can grill it. So that's one of the items. One of the other items they had was rice. A lot of people don't know how to use rice. I have since learned if you are prepping or you are a prepper and you have extra food or you believe in holding extra food, rice and beans is probably something you have in your pantry. And if you don't, I highly recommend, this I will say is a recommendation, you should buy some rice and learn how to cook it if you don't know how already. I would recommend buying a big 50-pound bag. If you need a great video on that, I did a great video not too long ago on how to preserve for long-term preservation of rice. The video is right here. Is a condensed 3-minute version of it. And down here is a long version of it. As you can see in the video, I start out showing what some of the grocery stores are starting to look like, again, with the empty shelves. But some people don't want to watch 18 minutes, and they kind of know a little bit about food preservation, so they just wanted to see the 3-minute version. What's the quickest way to get rice stored for 25 years? With that being said, moving on to the Dow Jones, which I already said, NASDAQ chart. NASDAQ today coming out down again, 2.5% down as it went down another 381 points. And we've talked already a little bit about inflation and how this was one interesting thing. The CPI, Consumer Price Index inflation rate, hits new 39-year high as it continues. This is not going to go away anytime soon. You don't go from a 39-year high to, oh, hey, we're back to normal. This is going to be drawn out. We're probably going to be dealing with this now. I thought we'd be dealing with it for like a year. I think this is going to be the new norm. We're going to see prices continue to increase. If you are a religious person, there are a lot of stories in the Bible about potentially this happening. The one big one is that I read a lot about is people will be throwing their money in the streets. What does that mean? A lot of people have different viewpoints on this. I have a belief when it comes to the Bible. I don't talk a lot about religion on here, but I believe that the Bible is a kind of set of guides to help guide us to, one, what we need to be doing, and 2, what could be happening in the near future. Now, some people believe it's just a story, and if you do believe that, that's okay for you. But you also want to take into account that even the stories have some truth to them. So when you look at stuff like people will be throwing their money in the streets, a day's work for a day's food, it makes you think, are we that far from that right now? We're already working pretty much day to day just to make ends meet. Most people are not ahead of the game. They are slowly slipping behind as bills accumulate up little by little. Even the people that were not in debt now are slowly inching their way into debt, and it's starting to catch up to them. With that being said, next thing I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about is what's going on in China. The China ports are shutting down. You can see there are tons of articles that just hit the news today on this. China not taking any chances with this, and they're shutting down. But here's the thing. Remember, they told their civilians, their citizens, we did a story on this 2 months ago. They said, stock up for winter. It's going to be a bad one. People actually panicked. They went out that same day and started stocking up. Supply chains continued. They caught back up again. Some people kept stocking up. Some people took that, go out tonight and stock up. Some people just took that as, you know what, it's time to kind of prep a little bit, prepare. You know, in the old days of my grandparents, I'm from a small town up in Maine, country. We're country folk up there. I remember going to the farm, a couple empty gallons, and having them fill them up with milk. Cost me $1, literally $1 a gallon. Now, I really think that we're going to start seeing, some crazy stuff start happening. And in the old days, we prepared for the food. We prepared for winter when winter came. Nowadays, if you do that, you're a hoarder. You're evil. You're a hoarder. That is the trend that people are starting to take now. However, you got to be open-minded a little bit about this. Do you really think that the way things are now can keep up? I don't believe they can. If they're already shutting down ports, we're having some bad weather. We're seeing some strange weather patterns right now. Farming is getting hit right now. On top of that, it is winter in a lot of states, therefore colder weather. I was talking to a buddy of mine today because I want to grow a big garden. And I said, just out of curiosity, you think we could have a garden right now? He said, no. He said, just because we've got nice weather. I mean, I'm in Texas today. It was over 80. However, just because we've got good weather now, he said all it would take is one freeze and you would be ruined. Your garden would be done. And I said, oh. And he goes, and it's winter. He said, yeah, it's going to be messed up. You could have gotten a longer growing season, but could you start a garden, have a garden right now? It would be one storm away from shutting you down. And we've seen some pretty extreme fronts. But where I'm going with this is you need to be prepared. If you don't have extra food and water in your house, you should consider picking up a little bit extra. You know what? Hey, even if you buy extra today, you'll always use it. You can use it come a month from now. Have a little extra. It's kind of like gas. Oh, I don't want to fill my tank up with gas today. That's okay. I still got, 3 or 4 days. Why do I want to keep it full? Keep it full because if something happens, if the price skyrockets on you overnight, you have options. If you're running it on an empty tank and putting in a couple dollars every day, you're one step away from kind of missing out. If all of a sudden you don't have gas because trucking shuts down or something, be prepared. It's all about preparation, really. And that's kind of a lot about what we talk about. We've been talking about preparation. We've been talking about a simpler life, whether that's homesteading, whether that's prepping, whether that's farming. Soon I want to get into travel a little bit more because, if you've been saving up money for a while, you've been investing in different stuff. Once the economy gets good, you got to reward yourself. Hey, congratulations, you made it through the pandemic in not bad shape. If you survive, well, I don't want to say survive it, but if you make it through it and you're still doing good. A lot of people are taking on huge amounts of debt right now. So it is stuff you need to consider. Last night, I know we talked about meat and produce shortages there again. And now today we had tons of stories start hitting as people around the country are starting to show you, empty shelves. These are not pictures from a year ago. These are recent pictures of huge amounts of shortages. And I actually went to the grocery store last night and I experienced this firsthand, and all I needed was some lettuce. I needed some lettuce, and I could not believe what was going on. Now, I will say a lot of the damage is in produce and meat sections. That's where we're seeing it hit the hardest. So it's something to consider. Learn how to use different ingredients. Learn how to do some cooking. If you don't know how to cook at all, say you have not done any cooking and you're like just kind of lost on what's going on, I recommend checking out some of my cooking videos. We have both an appetizer section here, and then we have a meal section here. It's not rocket science. It's easy. I explain in a lot of these videos how you can use simple everyday stuff to make awesome, awesome meals. And I mean, I've done some crazy meals that tasted amazing, and it cost me under $1. Literally. I mean, the noodles, I start out with top ramen noodles. And then once you do that, then you mix in a bunch of vegetables, sauteed vegetables, stirred in some fish sauce, some soy sauce, some oyster sauce, and you are on fire with some good cooking. So I highly recommend you guys check out all of our videos. I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's video. And if you did, please hit that subscribe button. Please hit that thumbs up button. Let me know what you guys thought about this video. I will see you guys again. I got a great video planned out for tomorrow night. And I will see you guys live again on Tuesday night, and we're going to play it by day. I got a busy, busy weekend. I'm planning on really cleaning out my garage. I'm hoping to sell a bunch of stuff in my yard sale, kind of get rid of it, put some of them profits that I make off my, it won't be profits really, but I mean, I'm getting rid of stuff I don't need anymore, and I'm hoping to get a few more ounces of the shiny. So with that being said, thank you all for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Hit that thumbs up. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. I love reading y'all's comments. Don't forget that giveaway video. And I will see you guys again on Tsquare Talk. Take care, everybody, and y'all have a great night. Thank you so much for watching.